Hey, what's going on, my friends? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and today I'm going to share with you 5 things you should know about this upcoming full moon on April 29th, 2018. It's a very powerful moon, I'm sure you can already feel, and it represents a total paradigm shift, a true liberation from the former way of perceiving yourself and life, giving way to the possibility of transcending a tremendous amount of problems, you could say, in a very short span of time. I'll give you an analogy. This book I read last year, it's called Disrupt You by a guy named Jay Samit. And the book is all about disruptors. An example of a disruptor is email. Writing emails on your computer has pretty much disrupted the whole old way of writing letters and sending them out in the mail and paying for stamps. iTunes, Napster, that has pretty much been a disruptor to the record industry. When's the last time you went out and bought a record or a CD? This premise is happening with the perception of yourself, making obsolete the need to deal with every aspect of the wounded version of yourself. Rather, it's more efficient to expand beyond it and see that you aren't the character. And those are things that the masters say, the teachers, and it's something that we can pretty much grasp conceptually. But the awakening, and this moon in particular, is going to help you experience that more, where you're like, wow, I can literally just step back and take a breath, and I can feel the space, and I know that I don't have to play that game anymore. So that's kind of fundamentally what's happening. In a moment, I'll go ahead and break this down into 5 more specific themes to bring clarity to this profound energy we're experiencing right now. But real quick, if you're new to my channel, I just want to say what's up to you. It's great to have you here. And I made a free guided meditation that will help anyone who's experiencing this awakening process just experience more connection and healing and just sort of a break from sometimes the awakening chaos. It's free. It's in the description box below. Check it out if you like. And now I will go ahead and proceed with the video. Number 1 is you might find that you are being drawn towards some type of circumstance or modality or book or anything that's going to help you recalibrate yourself. That's what I wrote down, recalibration, to kind of allow you to rest and rebalance and assimilate all of the growth, the transformation that you've been doing this whole latter part of the year, and for most of you, years prior. Okay, we allow ourselves to go quick, to get our hands dirty, to transform fast. But sometimes it's wise to take a break. Just like whenever I drive across the country, I'm in Las Vegas, on the West Coast now, and sometimes I'll drive to Michigan, my hometown, and we'll get a nice car wash. We'll get the car cleaned out before leaving, and by the time we arrive, there's bugs that all on the windshield, just caked on the whole front. It's a mess. Probably need an oil change, and the car needs calibration because we just traveled a lot of distance in a very short span of time. And that's exactly what you're doing. So sometimes it's smart to go to that yoga retreat or that meditation retreat, or to buy that book, or to take that book and take a day off work and go off into nature and do nothing, and turn your phone off and read and do nothing for a few hours. Give yourself time to recalibrate, because when you do, even a little bit, you will come back recharged. You might have a day ago been overwhelmed by life, and you're like that. You're like my car with all the bugs, and you're just feeling that way. Then all of a sudden you just make it to the car wash, and it's like, wow, looking pretty good. Got the oil change. You're running smoothly now, and you're ready to rock and roll for another 2,000 miles. Number 2 is allowing yourself to go deep so you can soar high. Sometimes we invite into our life people, circumstances, etc., that trigger up an old, outdated version, unconscious version of ourselves, and it's tough. It can be miserable. It really can. Where it can totally overtake you and cloak any progress that you thought you made, and all you are now is just this old version of yourself, and you don't even know how to not be that way. You realize how ingrained and how like integral it is into your DNA, and you feel stuck. You feel blocked, and you know it, and it's just very frustrating and challenging. So that's what I mean by going deep. You're bringing depth up to the surface to deal with and experience, and sometimes life can bring that on so that you can soar high. As you know, every time something happens like that, it's only for a little while. It kind of peaks, and then it's like, where did it go? It's gone. The circumstance resolved itself too. I feel great. I feel electric. I feel connected at a deeper level. So if you're feeling that way, if you're feeling miserable, like you want to just chuck, punch the screen because Victor's being all, naive and optimistic all the time, fine, good. Whatever energy is causing you to feel that way, it's about to be given birth to and left behind. Okay, I felt this way like, I don't know, time is funny nowadays. Like 4 or 5 days ago, for a span of a few days, I felt horrible. I felt just so miserable. You see, I didn't even upload a video. I wanted to, I just couldn't. I really felt in like a really dark place. And I knew it was because of like this old little Victor was getting triggered by life. These circumstances, even though they weren't that bad in my life, they were causing me to feel just hopeless and worthless. And even though I knew this doesn't make any sense, the feelings were real. I felt like I really couldn't shake it. And then, gone. And that's not because I'm special. That happens to you too all the time. It's happening to all of us. So remember that. The full moon might take you deep, but you will soar high as a result. Number 3 is getting past your past. I stole this from one of my members in my Awakening Together coaching group. She shared this book, and I saw it just a little bit ago, and it said getting past your past. I thought, perfect. That's exactly a perfect way of phrasing exactly what's happening right now. Now, you might have a different way of getting past your past than someone else. Like someone in the group is saying they're going to be doing this new form of therapy. There's like 4 or 5 different letters. I don't know exactly too much about it, but it seemed like she was excited about it, and other people are saying it's a great idea. So that's just an example of someone finally, maybe having struggled with something quite a bit in her life, finally attracting a solution that they will believe in, that will help them move past their past. It might be something different. My wife, for example, she's been drawn to go to this yoga retreat. That'll probably help her. She's in a situation now, she's pursuing her purpose, and she wants to be a shaman, and all these doubts are coming up, and I'm like, it's okay, honey, that's actually good, it's normal, it's being drawn out of you. And she sees that this yoga retreat will be a way to really like give herself the time to kind of process all this. She's a busy wife, a busy mom. We have 3 kids. Anyway, my point is, yoga is not the answer. This other therapy is not the answer. You will have your own answer that you can expect and call upon into your life. Say, listen, right now I got these issues. I'm feeling upset and miserable. I could tell the old self is up at the surface. I don't know what to do. So higher self, guide me. Show me something that I can be excited to so I know which direction to go in that will work for me. And you'll all have your own unique ways. But the point is, this full moon is going to help you. It wants to help you move past your past so that you can be the radiant light being that you are for the world that is in desperate need of that right now. Number 3 is you might feel called to raise your frequency, again, in your own way. You might find yourself gravitating towards new behaviors, habits, foods, whatever, that are higher vibrational in nature. You might feel like you want to lighten yourself up. For me, the way it's working is like for the winter months, I felt like I was eating heavier foods. I felt appropriate. It felt like just what the body needed. I really was enjoying all of the meals I was making myself, which usually is the same thing every day. And I was loving it. And all of a sudden, it's like, I'm just like, my friend showed me this Instagram photo of this person he follows with all these like really like brightly colored meals and stuff. And I was like, it was like this attraction. Like, yes, that I want that now. The heavy foods had their place, but now I want to lighten my load and eat more higher vibrational foods. Is that the answer? Yet again, no, it's not. For me, it is. For me, it's appropriate, as clearly demonstrated by my excitement. You might be drawn to something else. Maybe you want to stop listening to like such heavy, intense music and listen to more like Bob Marley or something kind of lighter. Again, it's all individual. But you might find that you're raising your own frequency really easily in your own way by simply taking action on things that excite you, that are representative of a higher vibration. And lastly, number 5, it's a wonderful time to let go and give way to the new version of yourself attempting to emerge. It's a time to reinvent yourself straight up. It's a great time to blossom into yet another incarnation and version of yourself. This can be hard. It's hard for me a lot because it seems like with the awakening, it happens so often that I would go through some total like overhaul and reconstruction of my life, and I'd say, oh good, there I am. Now I found myself. This is it. And then that foundation too gets rocky, and it would happen all over again. And I would feel sad. I would feel lost. I would not know what to do with myself. I'd get nervous when all of these somewhat new structures in my life started to fade out, and I kind of could sense what was happening. And there'd be maybe an inclination of this new dawning, this new direction, but it scared me. It seemed abrupt and premature, and it would be this uncomfortable limbo state. But now I don't do that. I'm very quick to let go and allow, because I know when it's time to make those transitions, it's always appropriate and always very exciting and rewarding and awesome. And an analogy that came to me, as many of you guys know, I like to watch mixed martial arts. And if you guys are fans, many of you might not be, that's fine. But the lifespan or the career span of a fighter is not very long. There's a short window where they're at their peak and they can do well. But then they can decline really quickly. And unfortunately, some fighters, they build such an identity with themselves at that stage of their life, and that becomes who they are. And then they will continue to sign up for fights, and they get beat up real bad because they just don't have it anymore. They're not accepting that chapter is closed. Other fighters, they will retire on their own terms, and they'll go off and become commentators or develop their own podcast or online presence and have a whole new type of career blossom before them, and they seem happy and content. And they are yielding to these natural life and death, birth and death cycles of life. And that is what I would recommend doing if you feel that's going on in your life, because it's not bad. If something's trying to leave your life, it's because it's time to move on and embrace something new that will be just truly like a just that feeling of excitement and joy and wonder, and all the experiences that ripple from that are possible when you can let go of the old and allow yourself to transition into this next version of yourself. Okay? It's a powerful, powerful, super intense time right now, my friends, and I wish you all well. You're all doing amazing. You really are. I hear from you. That's how I know. I talk to you guys, and I hear your stories of courage and perseverance and triumph. It's beautiful. With that, I'm going to close, my friends. I wish you all nothing but the best. I hope you're having an amazing day. I will speak to you very soon. Namaste.